Have you ever had insomnia? Had one of those nights when you just could not seem to get to sleep, or if you got to sleep, you woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't get back to sleep? Hi, I'm Charles Burke, and I've got a couple of tips to help you sleep better most nights. And if you practice it, lots better. Here's the trick. Two things you can do. First, you know how you have nights when your thoughts just go round and round and round, they're chasing all over your head and just won't stop, no matter what you do. They just keep running everywhere. Yeah, one of those nights. Well, I used to have that. If you have one of those nights where your thoughts just won't slow down and you can't make them behave politely, there is one thing you can do. Tell them to slow down. You don't fight them, because when you fight your thoughts, in fact, you're probably already doing that, and it's getting you all tight and keyed up, and it's hard to relax when you're fighting. So the key is not to fight. Just think the same thoughts you've been thinking. Think exactly the same things, the same way, the same words, the same everything. But one thing, change. Slow them down. Slow them way down, so that when the thought comes along, all you do is grab it and drag your heels. You think exactly the same thoughts. Think them the same way. You just make them go slow. Now, maybe you can't change the subject, but you can change the speed. And if you do that over and over, you'll start developing a new habit. You know, the old habit is the thought comes in and it just takes off. It starts going fast and you can't stop it. That's the old habit. However, every time that happens, if you'll do something else, slow them down, you're starting to build a second habit on top of the first one, so that thought comes in, it goes fast, it automatically triggers your second habit, which is slow down, slow down. And when you go slow, you don't get as tight, because you're not fighting. Fighting keys us up. It fills us with adrenaline. It gets us all tight. It gets us ready for battle. It keeps us ready for battle. And when you slow down, you're telling your body that the battle's over. Do something different. You're technically taking back control of the thoughts in your mind. It doesn't matter what part of the thought you control. It can be the subject matter, or it can just be the speed. Do it. Do it tonight. And if you wake up in the middle of the night and your thoughts start taking off again, no problem. Slow them down. Pretty soon you find two things. You're more relaxed. The adrenaline drains away and you feel much more easy about the night's sleep. And you get so bored with that slow thinking that you just drop back off to sleep. Now, you do this every night, every time, for a month, and you're going to have that new second habit that gets triggered every time the first habit begins. You'll find yourself sleeping a whole lot better, feeling more relaxed and more rested next morning. Now, the second tip, I discovered this one by accident. I was lying there thinking. It was actually pleasant thoughts. I was excited about the next day coming. I wasn't battling. I wasn't fighting anything or resisting, but I was excited about the next day. And I just couldn't get to sleep. My mind was sleepy, tired, but my body was just all keyed up, you know. So in the middle of it, after about 2 or 3 hours, I suddenly realized, oh, wait a minute, there was a little scrap of a dream in there somewhere a few minutes ago. Oh, that means that I wasn't awake for that whole 3 hours. That means at least part of that time I was asleep. Huh. Okay, I'm just going to take credit for that, and I'm going to say that I'm asleep right now. I'm asleep right now, and I'm dreaming that I'm awake. I'm dreaming that I'm talking to myself in my dream. And so from that day forward, anytime I found myself one of those wide awake times when I just didn't feel like sleeping, I just laid there and pretended I was asleep, because it's surprising, even just lying there relaxed and letting your mind roll along, even that will give you an amazing amount of rest. You wake up the next morning, you feel like you've slept all night. And in a way you have, because you said you were sleeping. You must have been sleeping. Give these 2 tips, these 2 little tricks, a try for the next month and see if they don't change the way that you feel every morning when you get up. See if they don't make your life just a little bit easier. I'm Charles Burke, and I am here to help you make your life just a little bit easier every day.